Hello guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2023 with me, your host KJM. Episode number 76 of our European Journeyman Save, where we're on this epic adventure to try and capture every top tier title that are in the European nations in the game. We have reached the end of our first full season in charge of Podbrezova in the Slovak First Division. We've had quite a decent season. Now, as I alluded to at the end of the last episode, about the wage budget being altered by the club. They've knocked about 20k off it. You can see how much it's harming my managing finances characteristic. It's really harming it. Team discipline is becoming something of an issue as well at the club. There's quite a few unhappy players. There's a lot less than there was. It was right down here initially. We're nearly there with how many people are left unhappy, but Jens Buscher is leaving anyway. You know, Papiska, I think, is leaving. His contract expires at the end of the season. But as for how things have gone in Slovakia, they've gone very well. I don't know why this has changed to Port Talbot under 19s. Not a clue. It's messed the order up somehow. Let's see if we can get that back in order. But we did a quick run through of where we've been. We've done Iceland, that's ticked off. We've ticked off Wales as well, Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, Latvia, Finland, Slovenia. Slovenia took us quite a little while, actually. We were there for a little bit. And now we are the manager of Podbrezova in Slovakia. Like I say, we have had a very good season for Podbrezova. There's been one club who's had a really poor season as well, and I am monitoring them. The manager, he's insecure at the minute. It is the defending champions, who are no longer the champions. Of course, last time you were here, it was the very poor result against Trenčín, the 1-0 defeat. I was quite disappointed by that. We then took on Slovan Bratislava, the obviously dominant team here in Slovakia. We were beaten 2-1. Dominik Kovac with 2 goals in the first half. Kutsuma Gessinger did get one back late on. A very even game. We probably actually edged it in terms of shots on target, but XG-wise, they obviously weren't very good. We're still sticking with the 4-2-3-1 in this game. It was then Zelinia, again, another team in the top half of the table. A 4-2-3-1 again from us. Another disappointing result, a game which, again, we were marginally better in. Yusuf Tash got on the score sheet. You can see here that the division has now actually split into the championship group, so we only play the teams in the top 6, I believe it is. But after Zelinia, it was Trnava, the defending champions. We went back to the old 4-2-4. I decided that we weren't scoring enough goals, and I've decided to throw caution to the wind. And then the two strikers had a shocker, a 6.2 and a 6.4. But thankfully, Mohamed Fai popped up with his first goal of the season in the 43rd minute. It was a much improved performance. Trnava very rarely got a look in, and that's reflected in Abdul Agbo's 5.8 match rating, which was quite poor. And I was quite pleased to get the win. We've then followed that up unbeaten to this point, including teams who we shouldn't be really getting results against. Rosenberok, who are second in the table, their goalkeepers had the man of the match performance, which tells you what you need to know. We had 13 shots on target, a 2.15 XG. Yes, we gave up a lot of XG, but that's just the play-off with this 4-2-4 system that we do play. As has been historically the way it is throughout this save, we do concede a lot of goals, but it doesn't matter. As long as you score more than the opposition, it doesn't matter. So Miliov Petrak and David Jurek with the goals for Rosenborg. Mohamed Fai and Yusuf Tash with the goals for us. We were 2-1 up in this before David Jurek did get that 79th minute equaliser. But we possibly could have won the game. We had a chance late on for Simco, and he missed, basically. It was easier to score than it was to miss, but he missed. Decent performance, 2-2 away from home, quite happy with that. And then the real shock for me was the 2-0 win over Slovan Bratislava away from home. We left it late, 60th and 77th minute, McCarson and Fai on the score sheet. Probably didn't deserve the win. We were, well, you can see by the XG match story, Slovan Bratislava were much the better team, but Ondrejka had one hell of a game, 7.9. The defence in general played really well. The poorest performer on the pitch for us was Pavel Simko at a 6.5. Everybody else played really, really well. and it was a great win for us. We backed that up against Zlate Moravci. 2 penalties in this one. Wojtek Zayak and Marcel Leudl, we both scored their penalties in this one. We absolutely battered them, though. Look at the XG and the shots. 21 shots. We only hit the target 6 times, though. Their strikers, again, had a shocker. You can see that in Tarek Medved's rating there, another 5.9. And Ulrich alongside him, a 6.3. So we were excellent in this game. Sticking to the 4-2-4. We dominated the ball. We dominated the shots. Should have won, really. We should have won, but unfortunately we didn't. We did win the next one, though, against Zelinia. A 2-1 win in this one. Leudl with both the goals. Sissoko with a late reply in the 90th minute for Zelinia. Again, another game in which we were the much better team. Their striker, again, a 6.0. So maybe the 4-2-4 is coming good. It's not that long since the update to Football Manager 23. So maybe they've changed something in the match engine, which is allowing my players to defend better. Although we did concede 2 in the next game, again against Rosenberg, another 2-2 draw. Simcoe and Tash with the goals for this one in us. Acevedo with the goals for Rosenborg. A 2-2 draw, a fairly even game. Maybe we should have won it. We were actually better in this one, XG-wise. Again, we've restricted their strikers to a 6 and a 6.3, so defensively, again, we're really good. Leudl had a really poor game, though, a 6.1 for us, but Tash starting to live up to his promise, maybe. And then it was Trnava, the defending champions, most recently a comfortable 3-1 win in this. Tash, Mohamed Fai and Marcel Leudl were the goals before a late reply from Alexander Chirnik. Another game which we were very, very comfortable in, and we performed well all across the pitch. So as you can see at the top of the screen, that does leave us in 4th place. We have qualified for European competition. We can go 3rd. Against today's opponents, believe it or not, Zlate Moravci. A win here would take us above them, which would be great. The goal difference, now that we've started scoring a few more, has improved slightly. We've scored I think we're the 5th best in the league in terms of goals now. Goals against is not too bad, actually. I think it's 2nd best in the league, looking at it there. In fact, it is 2nd best in the league. That tells you how good we've been defensively. There's only Slovan Bratislava who scored less than us, which is great. We're not the 5th best, by the way. Scoring goals has been our downfall this season, and that's reflected in the fact that we don't have anybody in the top goal scorers. In fact, I think the closest one would be Tash in 9th place, who's bagged himself 13. So we need a much improvement next season. I am going to stick with the 4-2-4. But as I said, Trnava, defending champions, can't go anywhere else. They're stuck in 6th place. They're on a shocking run of form, and as a result, their manager is insecure. Now, I am monitoring that. Trnava are obviously a bigger club than us. They've got more money. They've got money in the bank, believe it or not. They've got a wage budget of £103,000, which, as things stand, is £60,000 a week more than ours. But I have had a look at their players, and they don't look, anything special. Agbo's obviously the standout, but if we, for example, if we have a look at their right back, he doesn't look great. If we compare him to our right back, which is Marco Antonio, Marco's a much better player. So, they're not anything special. It makes you wonder how they actually won the league. But I am monitoring them because £103,000, imagine if we had that to play with, that would be great. Michael Gasparic is under pressure with his 43% win ratio, although he has won a title. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We'll push on and win the title with Podbrezova. We will win it. It's going to be next season. Next season is the 3rd season, which is traditionally when we do win the league title. We're only 21 points behind Slovan Bratislava, which isn't that bad. And considering the poor start that we had to the season, we were way down here before we hit any real form. And then we've just climbed and climbed and climbed. But let's get into today's game. Anyway, we are away to Zlate Moravci with 3rd place on the line. This is the lineup that we're going for today. It is going to be Ondrejka, who's had a very, very good season. 6.91 average rating, 28 conceded in 30 appearances with 10 clean sheets. It's actually a pretty good season for a goalkeeper. Marco Antonio, now very, very comfortable as that right wing back. He's very, very good in that position as well, is the young 21-year-old. He's also wanted by Porto, which tells you how good he is. Chyla continues at the centre of defence. He's not too bad. Maybe one who I will look to replace going forward. I believe Sedlak is actually injured. That's why he's not playing. And Chyla's dropped back into the central defence. Briglia, the man on loan from AC Milan. Inter Milan. I think I'm going to try and extend his contract till next season. He is a fantastic defender. A 7 average rating. Hasn't popped up with any goals, but he's played really, really well in his time here. And left back today is going to be Sabol. He's come in more recently, and he's done okay. A 6.66 maybe doesn't reflect that, but he's not really made any errors either, which is great. 2 midfielders, Gessinger. He's complained about first team football. I've put him in. He's not great, but he does a job as this deep line playmaker on defend. He's actually pretty good, and he may improve as they get used to the 4-2-4 again. Alongside him is going to be Zavara, Boris Zavara again, and they're very, very good player for the club that we're at. As an advanced playmaker on support, again, he does the business. You know, he's got the good attributes for it, and he's had a decent season. 2 wingers. Fai has really picked up in the second half of the season since we've switched to the 4-2-4 again. He's coming to his own. He was very, very poor at the start of the season with just the one striker to aim for, but a 6.77. He's now bagged 4 goals and 5 assists, and that's since we've switched back to the 4-2-4. Simcoe, possibly the weak link in the squad. He is more of a forward, but he's playing out on the right-hand side. Again, has had a decent season, you know. He's not done too badly. And then the 2 up top, Yusuf, who does have to improve. I'm afraid 13 goals when we're trying to win titles is not enough. He's finishing his starter and to improve. But he is getting slightly better, is the £1.2 million signing. Alongside him is Lloydell. Again, he's fairly decent for the club that we are. Inconsistent though, which does let him down with the 9 goals this season. So that's the lineup for the final game of the season, guys. Gutenberg is lacking match fitness. He's not getting the game time that he's probably after, unfortunately for Gutenberg. But we'll get into the game. Hopefully we can outscore the opposition, which is obviously the aim of the game, and book ourselves a 3rd place. And first highlight of the game. It's come in the 13th minute, and it is Podbrezova on the ball. There's a good tackle there though by Duby, but we do get the ball back, and it's now Pavel Simcoe into Chyla. Chyla looking over the top. Fortunately, it's fell to Simcoe wearing the captain's armband today. He's driving down the right-hand side, comes back to Marco Antonio, looking for Simcoe again, but it's cut out by Gallo. But they've given it straight back to Chyla. Now Savara. He's got players out on the left-hand side ahead of him. It's a poor ball over the top, though, and Vojtovic brings it down, gets it clear. Good header by Braglia, though. Fai. Tomko. We can't string 2 passes together at the minute. Zavara, this is the dangerous ball over the top towards Simcoe. Can he put it across? He sort of can. Yusuf gets there. It's into Lloydell. Marcel Lloydell with his 11th goal of the season gives Podbrezova the lead in the 14th minute. Now that was a long highlight to get to that point. We couldn't string 2 passes together, and we barely did for the goal either. Pavel Simcoe's cross was initially blocked. Thankfully, Yusuf didn't give it up. It's a great header there by Marcel to put us into 3rd place in the table. What a season that would be. And we're on the attack again. Gessinger with the corner towards that near post. It's headed clear though. Now Toth picks up the ball. Now this is where we do suffer. We do get counter-attacked on a lot. Toth is driving forward, although we did have 3 players back there. But Toth has gone all the way, and there we go. We've given away a penalty. Chyla's clattered Medvin apparently. But it's the counter-attack goal again, which we are about to concede from, unless Ondrejka can save his first penalty of the season. It looks like he got his hand to it. Unfortunately, he couldn't keep it out. And Lucy Kleber bags his 4th goal of the season for Zlate. Moravce almost got there. Ondrejka did get his hand on it. Just too much power in the shot to keep it out. But can we go back ahead straight away? Braglia finds his central defensive partner Chyla inside to Zavara. Ball through for Yusuf. It's a great pass. Yusuf, come on, son. It's the goalkeeper's got something on it to deflect it past the post. Great ball from Zavala though to find him. But Gessinger is going to find this corner. He's looking for Braglia at the near post. It's cleared again. Kiss is going to get there, and here we go again. This is Zlate Moravce on the counter again, but he's all by himself. He's got 6 red shirts surrounding him. Zavara does really well this time. Gets back and clears the danger. A free kick in the defensive third. It's going to be Sabol to take it. Comes inside to Zavara. Can he find one of those passes again? He can. It's towards Lloydell this time. He's got Tash in the middle. Yusuf. Oh, Yusuf's son. Come on. Come on. You're my most expensive signing. You've got to score. Here comes Zlate Moravce, though. But Sabol does well. Brings that one down. He's got Ondrejka, the sweeper keeper. Finds Chyla. Gessinger out to Marco Antonio. It's a poor pass, though, by Gessinger. And it's cut out. And here comes their goal scorer, Lucia Kleber. It's a good effort. And it's clipped the top of the crossbar and gone over, thankfully for Gessinger. He's breathes a sigh of relief there with that. And we've reached half-time. Very even game. We probably should be ahead, though, if Yusuf Tash could actually score as a striker. But unfortunately not. In fact, I may look to bring him off at half-time. I'm going to give Kasoka a chance. He's not featured much this season. He's one of the ones who's unhappy and wants to leave. He's getting his wish. I think his contract is running out. But we're going to take him off and give him an opportunity for 45 minutes. See if he can do a better job than Yusuf has, because Yusuf's finishing has been absolutely appalling. Now here comes Marco Antonio with the free kick. It's another one that's hit the crossbar. But unfortunately for us this time, it has gone over. Right, we're approaching the end of the game now, and it is Zlate Moravce coming forward again. It's Kiss. Feeds the ball back towards Gallo. Gallo's been allowed to advance forward into the penalty area here. Gets his effort away. It's a good save in the end by Ondrejka, though. Hopefully that's not the end of the highlight. It is the end of the highlight. But we're straight into another one. It's Tomko. Finds Luda into Molnar. Can we pinch the ball? Zayek on the left-hand side. Come back to his fullback, and Gallo. Zayek again goes down the line. Looks inside. Weiss almost got there, but Marco Antonio does complete the clearance. Lloydell nods it on, but he's got nobody ahead of him. And Tomko is there to receive the ball. Braglia wins that header, though. Mario Weiss, he's got Fai ahead of him. Fai, we've not said his name once today. But Fai inside the area, pulls it across. Lloydell! Oh, no. We've hit the woodwork again. And it's gone just wide of the post. And as I've said, that we've not really seen Fai's name today. I've just noticed that he's on a 6.2. I don't have a replacement for him, though. Do you know what? We're just going to bring a right-sided player on them. 5 minutes remaining to grab third place in the table. Can we do it, though? Can we do it? Let's. Do you know what? Let's go very attacking for stoppage time. See if we can bag a late winner. But I don't think we're going to. I think that's going to be the end of the game. Indeed, it is. A game which we probably should have won, and our most expensive signing ever probably should have scored a couple. If we're being truthful, not a great performance from the young Turk there. He really needs to start finishing some of his chances off. So it is fourth place in the table for Podbrezova. It's been a very, very good season for the team who were predicted to finish down in where we were predicted to finish 8th, was it? 8th. At 101s, we finished up here where Dunstrader was supposed to finish. Dunstrader, 8th. So we've almost swapped places. Dunstrader have had a shocking season. Trnava drew again. They drew. So we're gonna monitor that. He's obviously insecure still. Be great if we could get the job there. We've stuck 50k in the bank. We have qualified for the Europa Conference League as well, which is great. But that is the end of the season. We are £4 million in debt now, which is great. We need a real big run in Europe to try and clear some of this debt. Maybe sell one or two of the players if we can. Obviously, that's something I've got to do now. I've got a pre-season to go through. We're in May. I'm not sure when the season actually starts. Obviously, our season may start a little bit earlier now that we're in Europe. But it's middle of July, so it's not too far away. So I've got a pre-season to do. I think I'm going to be restricted in my signings, though, with the wage budget that we've got. We are committed to spending that. Obviously, when everybody's contract runs out, has run out. And we've got no transfer budget for next season either. 900k is okay, but we are massively in the red. I'm wondering if we've got any loans. We don't have any loans, and the sponsorship money coming in is not equating to much. It's 350k. I beg your pardon. So yeah, guys, Podbrezova, decent season, a decent second full season as their manager. Third season's a charm, though, as it always has been throughout this save, and we're going to go all out for the title next season. But guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, please remember to hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button. It does help me out. It's algorithms, YouTube algorithms, stuff like that. The more views and likes I get, the more my video shows up for other people, and it's just an exponential growth thing. So I really, really appreciate it if you could do that for me. That would be fantastic. But guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the start of the next season. Cheers, guys.